White Claw Day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold wave filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Fan Run is giving away a huge prize package.
That's a big box. What's in there?
You're going to want to find out.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Give me the gun. A winner will be drawn live on Halloween during Fan Run Friday at Calhoun's on the River.
To learn how you can earn entries, make sure you're tuning in daily to Fan Run Radio and following us across all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Fired up, focused, and prepared, absolutely pumped, stacked, jacked, and packed, and all that good stuff, because it is going to be a wild day here on the show. Watson Brown's going to join us. Brian Hartman live in Las Vegas. Brian, what's your level of fired up focusedness and preparedness for this thing right now?
Well, it's pretty high right now. I've came out here yesterday, and it's the third Saturday in October always seems to touch a needle that other rivalry games just haven't been able to. I can imagine a world that doesn't have Florida or Georgia on the schedule, although I've gotten used to that. But I can't imagine a college football schedule for the Vols that does not have Alabama on it.
Cinco, there's something special about it, isn't there, man? Tennessee Bama week. There's just something special about it.
Yeah, it is. Now that we've got the evil witch has died and moved on to ESPN, and we're at least doing our part at home in the rivalry over the past few years. Yeah, it's exciting. I agree with Brian. It's when we were taking our lumps. I was hoping that they wouldn't be an opponent, but truth be told, the old heads used to say that's how you measure your football team is playing Alabama, and so it is what it is. I'm glad they're going to be a consistent opponent, and, because when we beat them, it's extra special.
Yeah, and eventually we're going to beat them down there. You know, that's kind of the trick here.
I agree,
and they're not great. They're like a lot of teams in this league. They have flaws. We have flaws. A lot of teams have flaws, you know?
Well, absolutely. And we've seen it just depends on what team shows up that particular day, how the ball bounces. Going in there, you're not going to get a level whistle. That is what it is.
Yep.
And that's kind of a bugaboo for us. Both teams have some weaknesses. At this part of the season, I don't look for any drastic improvement from any team. You just say kind of how the play is called and how you execute. But I think we, as you said in your blog, we've come out of house of fire in the first half, and then we just fade.
Yep.
So if the refs will somehow call a holding or two, that would be nice.
Yep.
If we can get some, and we'll talk about later about the defensive struggles, etc. I got a couple ideas on that, but
sure.
Who knows? But you get, as far as the pageantry and the colors and the tradition, it's hard to beat the third Saturday in October.
You can feel the history when you think about Tennessee and Alabama playing football. You can just it's palpable, guys. The history of that is just palpable.
This game has a logo now. Has an official logo.
Oh,
how many other college football rivalries have an official logo?
A bunch of them. It's annoying. Everybody's got a logo except me. So we have a lot to get into today. Very little time to get there. I'm kind of pumped. I'm sort of fired up, focused, and prepared for this one. Watson Brown's going to join us here in a little bit. I'll tell you one thing, Sean, in the blog today, we were unpacking all these jobs that are about to be open. I don't know that we've seen an off-season like this one. And the reason I say that is not only is it going to be a crazy off-season, but it's going to be an off-season with implications for that transfer portal. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Tennessee or any of these teams, I'm absolutely watching, plotting and scheming. Who can I get off Penn State's football team? Who can I get off Arkansas? Who can I get off North Carolina if I want anybody on their team? But a bunch of decent jobs. Hey, Oklahoma might come open. LSU might come open. I'm telling you right now, the implications of this crazy offseason, this could be the craziest offseason we've ever seen. Because here's the deal. Little prediction for you. If Vanderbilt beats LSU, and they very much could beat LSU this weekend because LSU's got serious issues at quarterback, and I don't know if they're going to pull the plug on that kid and sit him down. So they've got serious issues. If, in fact, that comes to pass, you're looking at an offseason unlike any other. Because here's what's going to happen. Those jobs are going to be filled by coaches that can really coach. And SMU has football players that Tennessee would want. Baylor has football players that Tennessee would want. Not only the halves, but the middle halves, the upper to middle halves. Sean, these teams are going to be rating. These teams are absolutely going to be rating each other's rosters, Sean, unlike any other.
Yeah, and I may be weird, but I think it's fun. I wouldn't write your roster or your commitment list in ink right now.
Yep, I agree.
Everything should be done on a white erase board or a pencil.
Yep.
And that's just the way it is. I can't help but think that James Franklin in and of itself, I know you and your family have your frustrations, but he puts up a 10-win season, and we had that a long time ago with Fulmer, and
yes,
we get spoiled and upset, and I'm one of them. Couldn't get over the Spurrier hump, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
But you know what? In this day and time, when Penn State executives and boosters and fans are watching what Cignetti's doing at Indiana, what's going on at Texas Tech, et cetera, it has a part in the decision making, because everyone's going to say, well, wait a second. If they can go out to Oregon and beat Oregon at Indiana, are you kidding me? And we're talking football? No, we're not putting up with this anymore. And it makes decisions a lot quicker, perhaps irresponsibly quick in some places. But who knows? It's exciting and compelling. You said a couple weeks ago, this is the most compelling college football era that you can remember. And I agree.
It's really great fun. It is really great fun. And one other thing, I was on Plaster Show yesterday, and they cut it up and put it across social media, and it kind of caught on. The SEC needs to come correct, and they need to let us listen to the conversation between the sky judge in the box and the referee on the field in light of what happened on Saturday night. Plaster asked me, does the SEC have an officiating problem? No. The SEC has a credibility problem. And for some reason, they don't want us to hear that stuff, Sean. They don't want us to hear it for some reason, Sean.
Hugh did lose $1 multi-million-dollar job.
Yes.
Because of 2 screw-ups this year.
Cinco, what? Jack Meadows just told me here on where you can watch our show on YouTube. It's a very, very fun watch on YouTube because you can watch your comments, and I comment along and like and subscribe to our YouTube page. It's a very fun way to consume the show. But Jack Meadows says Basilio is getting some love over on Vol Nation. I don't know what's weirder, me getting some love on Vol Nation or the fact that, and I'll talk to Watson about this, Vanderbilt's going to walk into this weekend favored over LSU, Sean. I mean, what world are we living in right now, Cinco? What reality is this? LSU spent millions and millions and millions on that roster trying to prop up Brian Kelly. And Vanderbilt's a favorite.
The last time Vandy was favored over a top 10 opponent was 1978. They had been an underdog in 51 straight SEC games dating back to 2018, I think.
My Donna May, Bri, you need to give me some facts like that for the blog tomorrow. Bri's full of facts right now because Bri's out in Vegas. Bri, are you in the Circa Sportsbook? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'll be in there later tonight. Yeah,
oh, were you there last night when Butchie Boy kicked his last-second field goal?
I was not in there then, but I was just getting in. But I saw that last 2 minutes.
Butchie Boy, one of the worst played games. Major Applewhite's team is dreadful, and his team's worse. But they somehow kicked a field goal. And I had a little, shall we say, wager on that game, and Butchie Boy beat me again because he's a punk and a clown.
Speaking of, this is the year you want a stable football coach.
That's right.
Leading your program. You do not want to be in a flux where you might have to be competing with all these, with potentially dozen-plus openings that are good jobs.
Brian, give the Living Vol fan one little number with the Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Share that with the living listener because Brian has come in here today on a fact-finding mission and knowledge is about to be dropped on this audience. Go ahead, Brian. National championship odds, Bri. What you just sent me, Bri.
Yeah, per Circa. Tennessee
baby.
And Vanderbilt have the same national championship odds, plus 5,000. Halfway through a season. There are only 13 teams above them on this list. Tennessee and Vanderbilt have the same national championship odds. Vanderbilt has better national championship odds than Clemson and Michigan.
God,
halfway through a season.
Cinco, what planet are we living on?
A wide margin over Clemson and Michigan.
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I'll check back in a few weeks on that Vanderbilt stuff. That's cute right now, but we'll see.
Halfway through a season, though, that's probably never been that way.
Let's make it
think about it.
Cinco's in a selling mood. Alan Ward, welcome to the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. It helps other people find it. We continue with more. On the other side, the great Watson Brown, presented by Simpson's Meats. He is going to flat out bring the bacon home today. As we continue with more, 865-200-5402. It is your Wednesday edition. Sean Sinclair's in the house and an allergic Basilio along with you as we continue after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Fall has officially arrived, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's heating and HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore, it's the best. And right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Listen, I bow my head when I say thy name. That Alan at We Ship Floors, there are cool dudes, and then there is that guy. I mean, he's cooler than the other side of the pill. Yo. Let me, without further ado, bring another guy in here, because when this guy takes me under wings, and you under wings, and us under wings, man, there's just nothing like it. And I love him. I love him. Watson Brown, how we doing, my man? It's great to talk to you, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. How you doing, bro?
Tony, I'm telling you, it's third week in October. I mean,
yeah.
It's one of those weeks that's tradition reaps out of it. It's amazing that the Alabama-Tennessee game goes so far back, and I've been in both states for quite a long while, in Alabama for quite a while, and of course in Tennessee for quite a while. And living in Alabama and the way they felt about Tennessee, living in Tennessee and the way they felt about Alabama, and everybody just points to this game. It was, I can tell you, it was like in Oklahoma. We played Nebraska as the last game. That was supposed to be the big rival. It was big. But the game was Oklahoma-Texas midseason, and you just didn't lose that game. I won it once and lost it once. I'm telling you, the difference when you win it and when you lose it is night and day. And it's not just those two teams. Everybody that hates Tennessee this week is pulling so hard for Alabama. All the other rival games they have, and everybody that hates Alabama is pulling so hard for Tennessee this week. It's just amazing what Southeast football has been through all these years. I go back into the state of Alabama today, and some of my best friends till this day, not truly, just saying that, are Auburn fans. I still can go back in that state, and when we beat Alabama in 1969 at Vanderbilt in Nashville, matter of fact, the last time Vanderbilt beat Nashville was just this past year ago with Pavia. We beat them in Nashville. I still go in that state, and Auburn fans will come up to me and say, Coach, thank you so much, man. That was the best night of my life when Vanderbilt beat Alabama that night. We had the best parties we've ever had at Auburn when I was there. And so it's amazing what these games mean, Tony. And I've said it. I said, we remember COVID. Fans are so much a part of the pageantry of college football, especially in the Southeast.
Did I tell you this guy was going to bring home the bacon? Here, presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. And was I lying to you? Watson Brown, I welcomed him to the show, and he talked for like 2 minutes. The guy's going off. And yeah, you know what? The nature of college football right now is that it is a fun sport. Historically, it's a connected sport. Hey, if the guy at Alabama thinks those people were on him after losing that Florida State game or missing the playoffs last year, lose to Tennessee at home, Watson.
Lose to Tennessee twice in a row.
Yeah, and lose to him twice in a row and see what's going to happen to him. He'll be coaching at Penn State next year, Watson.
No, I'm telling you now, it is one of those marked games that is just so big. And it is just like all the marked games at the end of the year. Okay, I get that. The Mississippi State, Ole Miss, the whatever. Those games, Georgia Tech, they're all big games. But there are middle-of-the-year marked games that are just so big. And this traditionally has been one of them.
Great, Watson Brown. It's going to be an absolutely, before we talk about the game, I want to remind you, Watson is presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. And Watson brings it. He brings the beef every time he comes on here. Simpson's Meats. Look, they raise and source their meat. When you're ready for a treat or you're ready to give somebody a treat, Simpson's Meats. They raise their meat on farms that are on pasture, on purpose. No hormones, as they say in the trade. None of that stuff to get the animals big and all that stuff. You're getting the real deal, holy feel, and you're going to pay more, but you're going to taste the difference. You're going to taste the difference. In addition to steaks, they have burgers, sausages, roast, and chickens. Variety of local offerings. Butcher shop, from milk to honey to jam to eggs to more. And the great thing is, anybody listening to me anywhere in this big world of ours can order Simpson's Meats or can send it as a gift to others. And Sam has told me, Sam Bruce has said, Tony, we have sent so many gift packs out off your audience. So thank you for the support. We've had so many people come down to our store down off Level Road, right down the street from the Fan Run radio studios. But Watson, this league is nuts. You and Sean talked about a month or so ago, maybe a prelude to the season, about the concept of the Regal whistle. Now, I want you to tell me, Watson, you were in that thing for however long you were, 4 decades, and now you're watching it for another decade or so. You tell me that Regal whistle doesn't exist after watching what Kirby Smart pulled, the shenanigans he pulled the other night, making a mockery of those officials on the field who made a mockery of themselves. Watson, you tell me that this doesn't have a little bit of professional wrestling in it.
No, it's just hard for me because I was so hard on officials. And a lot of them are very good friends of mine today. But I was hard on them. And I was always the underdog. And man, I just wasn't going to sit there and accept what I thought was wrong. And I came close many times. Everybody said, "Oh, he was such a nice guy." You wouldn't have thought that on the sidelines. I don't know, Tony. This year, the officiating to me has been as inconsistent as I've seen it in many, many years. And I can't explain why that might be. But Auburn's been in the middle of this twice. I mean, the Oklahoma thing was just a debacle. It was a debacle. And then this Auburn thing, this Georgia thing the other night. And I would use that. I look back on it, and I was wrong in doing that. But I would say, yeah, they're supposed to win. You're making the calls because you sure don't want to see them lose. And that was wrong of me to do, but I dang sure used it. And in the Georgia game about got thrown out of one. Said, you say that one more time, I'm not going to only penalize you. I'm going to go to the referee and see if we can get you thrown out of here. So he stuck up for himself over me saying that. I'll say that. He stuck up for himself. Those poor guys that are running those sidelines now, they need to be paid double what those umpires and referees are paid because they're right there on both sidelines and they're catching it. But it's been disappointing to me. I've seen more inconsistent calls this year, I think, than I can ever remember.
You said that what Oklahoma did to Auburn was cheating, literally cheating.
I didn't say cheating. I said it's unethical.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was unethical.
And Hugh Freeze freaked out that they let that touchdown stand, and he should have. But then he turns around, and they're like, well, why don't you hold my beer now? Because I'm going to show you what it really looks like. Hey, Cinco, jump in here with Coach. I want to hear if Coach agrees with you, your assessment, as we were talking about this during the timeout, as I was procuring Coach Brown on the phones. Go ahead, Cinco.
Well, with what topic?
What happened on the goal line down there?
Yeah, I don't understand that, Coach. I mean, I'm no Auburn shill at all, and I don't like Hugh Freeze.
Nobody does.
Back when he was even a high school coach in Memphis.
Nobody did.
Nonetheless, fair is fair. And what's the sense of having a goal line angle camera that goes right down the line? What's the sense of having a replay if you can't figure out? I mean, by my perception, and I didn't want Auburn to win. I don't care. But there's no question in my mind that the football had crossed the line, even up to the first stripe on the football. And if you can't see that, what's the point?
I don't know. I saw it the same way. Watching it closely, and none of us could tell when he jumped over. We couldn't tell. But then the side view, that one side view, and Sean, as you well know, all the ball, just the tip of that football touches that white line. Just the tip of that football touches that white line, and it's still secured. It's a touchdown. And the only thing I can figure, when they'll rerun short yardage plays, and it's hard to tell, and they do it in the NFL, and the coach will throw the flag. They very seldom ever overturn short yardage plays in the NFL and college football. And I don't know what the thinking is with those guys in the box. And for them not to call it a touchdown, I think in their mind, it had to be absolutely pure. And I guess they said, I'm not sure it's still secured even when it touches that white line. But it sure looked like it was to me. And I'm told that we're seeing what they're seeing. There ain't another camera showing something. We're seeing them. We're seeing everything they're getting to see when they make that final decision. So that's a hard one. I've watched all week to see if there was any comment coming from the conference office or anything, and I haven't heard a thing. Was there something? Because I haven't seen it.
No.
But
no comment.
That to me would have been something where something might should be said. The conference office coming out and saying, no, we think it was the right call or something, because it was the play of the game. It was absolutely the win and lose play of that football game. And
Coach,
them going up 17 there at the half is huge.
Game's over.
It's just huge.
Georgia's not.
And then Auburn, God bless them.
Yep.
When you haven't been winning and something hits you like that, the programs that have been winning, like Alabama or Tennessee right now, or Georgia, their kids overcome that. And for some reason, when you haven't, they went in the locker room and just went stale. I mean, they just came back out
it was
in a defeatist type personality and attitude, and it just wasn't the same team. It was not the same football team. And I heard Hugh Freeze say on Monday that Georgia did nothing different in the second half, nothing. And we ran the same plays and didn't get the same outcome to it. So I still got to hold Auburn in account that they didn't come out the way they should. They still had the lead, and it was just different. But what a play. And I just saw it like Sean, you did, and Tony, you did. I saw it as a touchdown. But I watch all the time. Very seldom do they overturn short yard, real true short yardage situations.
And so what's the point, to Sean's point, of even looking at it when we can all see that down the line, we can all see that has always been a touchdown. When that ball, it just takes a millimeter of the ball touching that plane and breaking that plane. You don't have to hold it in your hands. You don't have to bring it to the ground. And you see it all the time in the NFL. They call that a touchdown. That is a touchdown. And you know what? Kirby Smart, I believe, knows what you knew, which is if that goes to 17-0, our goose is cooked. We are not built to come back from 17-0 down with this quarterback we have. The defense.
Well, and then Auburn coming back out in a complete different.
No question. Yeah, and the crowd's whooped up. You're probably going to lose that game. Probably 34-10, something like that is probably what was going to happen. You know, he runs down onto the field, Watson, down to the 7-yard line. Why do they let a guy like that on the field? And how furious would you be if you were over there and you saw that? Because he talked them into that call. He talked them into that.
Those are the type of things that just infuriated me. And I'd always think, as the underdog, what are they? They're spending about 3/4 of their time over there with him, and I'm having to introduce myself on this other side over here when they come. They don't remember who's on the other side. And again, that was just the feeling that I had during the game, and I think back about it, and I used that way too many times because that gets a little personal. When you tell a dude you're just playing to the one that's supposed to win, that's pretty personal now. And but man, I did, and I thought that many times, and that's what happens when you're the underdog. Sometimes you just start putting things in your head like that, it's amazing. I thought honestly, the whole football crossed the line before they hit it.
Thank you.
That's what I thought. I thought the back tip of the football crossed the line before the guy hit the ball with his hand. And the other thing I'll say is Hugh Freeze is over there. He ain't supposed to jump. That's not what he's supposed to do. You never on a quarterback sneak. I've never ever taught the quarterback to leap. It's the tush push stuff. Get down there with your pads low and get pushed into the end zone. And so when he jumped, I promise you, Hugh Freeze went nuts over there when he did that. So by doing that, he did expose the football. But I, till this day, think that was an easy one to say it was a touchdown. That wasn't even a tough call to me. I was shocked when they came back and said that it was no touchdown. Absolutely shocked.
And then, Watson, how many times have you seen a coach call a timeout, get a timeout, and then get the timeout expunged by talking to the officials into that he was just clapping?
Yeah.
No,
seriously.
They had a close-up. How many times have you seen it?
They had a close-up of how absolutely he was calling timeout.
Have you seen that before?
Absolutely he was calling timeout.
Have you seen it? Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've seen a close-up of it.
No, I mean, in a football game, have you seen a coach do that? Talk the officials?
No, I've not seen that. No, that how he was calling and yet talked his way out of that one. I haven't. I have never seen that happen. When it's vivid, it's clearly he's calling. He's not clapping. He is absolutely running and calling timeout. And I think if you went back and looked at it, I think the quarterback did the same thing. I think the quarterback called timeout too, both of them.
Watson Brown joining us on our TLD Logistics phone line. He's presented by our friends at Simpson's Meats. I mean, they're bringing it to the table each and every day. It's unbelievable. To your table, whether it's steaks or burgers, sausages, roast chicken. It's all fresh. It's all delicious. You will taste the difference. Treat yourself. Hey, Sean Sinclair, Watson says he's never seen a guy call fake timeout, talk the officials out of it. Like, what are we doing in this league, to Watson's point? And at what point does this start to diminish this experience from us as fans when you're not believing in what you're seeing. And the conference that your brother ended his career in, Watson, the ACC, has gone to this thing where they're letting us listen to the sky judge in the box and the referee on the field as they make the call. What does the SEC have to hide? They have the technology to do this, Watson. I want to listen to that, man. Don't you?
Oh yeah, I'll be shocked if they don't go to that. I thought the ACC that was fantastic idea to do that, and because to me it puts more pressure on the officials and the guy up in the box making those calls, and there's pressure involved in all we do, and the coaches, the players, everything. There's pressure with that. I've always said there needs to be pressure on the officials the same way.
Sure,
everybody should have that. If you're a part of this great game we play and how important it is and the money that's made off of this and everything, everybody should that's associated with that on that field. If you're on that field or in that box, wherever you are, that's the guy making that decision, there should be pressure on. So yes, the more that it's open to see, the better that it is to me.
Tell me about when you look at Alabama in this Tennessee game. Size it up for me through your eyes.
I think I usually try to give you all the one main thing, and then we talk about a lot of it. But I think the main thing is which offense possesses the ball this week. It's two complete different styles. And Alabama has gone to, I think it was an accident at Georgia. They eat a lot of clock and made a lot of third downs and kept the ball and yet scored points, whether it's field goals or touchdowns, scored points. They go into the Vanderbilt game and they say, we want to keep the ball. This Vanderbilt offense is very good, and it's hard to stop them. And the way we can stop them is we'll do to them what they do to everybody else. We're going to keep the football. And they did a fantastic job of it. Now they've said it's a pretty good way to win games. And you're going to see it Saturday big time because they're going to say the same thing about Tennessee they said about Vanderbilt. The best part of this team is their offense, and the way to slow it down is to keep the ball. And they do it in a much slower pace. They huddle 2/3 of the time. They'll go quick on a play here and there. And then it's on the other side, it's Tennessee going as fast as they can go. And so the one that possesses the ball and gets points out of the possession is going to win this game. Tennessee's defense has not played up to what we would have expected. And if it's a time to show, it's going to be this week. They've got to get the ball back to their offense. If they let Alabama do what Alabama has done in the last two games, is in the Vanderbilt game, it's tied at the half, guys. They score 5 straight possessions in the second half, 5 in a row. Now, they weren't all touchdowns or the game would have been way out of hand by the fourth quarter. But they scored. They were getting field goals and maybe a touchdown here or there, but they scored all 5 possessions. They had a possession late in the Vanderbilt game where they ran near 9 minutes off and didn't throw a pass. So they've gone to a complete different style. Last year they were sling it deep, score quick, whatever. It's totally the difference. And believe me, they're going to play to that again this week. So the Tennessee defense is big this week in getting the ball back. And the Tennessee offense has got to score. They're going to go fast, and they sure can't be 3 and outs, because if they're 3 and outs with Alabama playing this style, it'll be hard to win that game.
Our Matt Dixon was on here yesterday, and he's an astute observer of that sport, and he said something that kind of stuck with me, which is Ty Simpson right now is really comfortable in their offense after that slow start.
Yep.
And he's got this thing now where, like a lot of these veteran quarterbacks do, where he's able to move safeties around just with his eyes.
Yep.
And man, that's a concern. The way our safeties play and get out of position as they have this season, Watson, that's a big concern of mine Saturday. I hope Tennessee can mitigate that.
Well, they're going to have, the only way I think that they're going to slow him down is they got to get to him. He has a tendency, and he makes big plays by doing this. He has a tendency to hold the ball too long. And that Tennessee's going to have to get to him. If he's in rhythm, I think they're going to be hard to stop. because he is very accurate, great sense of timing, and he's good. Just like whoever you had on, he is very good with his eyes. He knows what the coverage is, and he knows what he needs to do. I always talk, if there's double safeties, you got to watch them both as you're going back to set to throw the ball. If it's a single safety, then you watch that guy. But your eyes have to control the safeties. You have to be the one in control, whether it's a single safety or double safeties. A double safety can turn into a single safety. That's why you've got to watch both of them. One can invert down, one could roll over the top to the boundary, and the backside safety goes to the middle of the field. That's why you got to watch them both when there's two of them. And it'll end up telling you what the coverage is going to be. But he's so good at it. And he's inexperienced some, but he's getting experience. But he's older. He's been around. He's an older kid. And so I think he is the piece this week. I don't know if Miller plays or not. If he don't, they're not near as good.
No.
I'm telling you, they're not near as good without him on the field, because he's strong. He can run over you. He can run around you. He takes a 2-yard gain and makes it a 5-yard gain. And now all of a sudden it's 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 8. Tony, big difference. Big difference. Or it's 2nd and 8 and he carries it and makes it 3rd and 2 instead of 3rd and 6. So if he doesn't play, I don't think they're near as good.
Brian Hartman, jump in.
Yeah, Coach, one of the Alabama wide receivers compared Tennessee's defense to being on a field, the same field with them, as sort of a field of dreams defense. Did you like it when your team made comments like that? And did you think it showed confidence, or would you rather they keep that to themselves?
No, behind closed doors, I literally would get them one-on-one. I wouldn't say it in front of the team. Would never say it publicly. But I closed the door and said, I want to see that again. This isn't an individual sport. This is a team sport. And you're putting all of your teammates, you're putting us in more of a bind by making statements like that. So quit being selfish, be a part of this team. That was me. Sometimes maybe I was too hard about that. A lot of things I look back on, guys, that I say, man, I wish I'd have done this a little different. 32 years as a head coach is a long, long time. And I wish I'd done a lot of things different, but that's the way I was. I absolutely could not stand that. We're the underdog. We don't need to be putting something on a bulletin board to help somebody get ready to play us. I just did not appreciate that.
Hey, Sean, what's your sense of Tennessee's defense? The kid from Arkansas talked trash and ran for like 160 yards. You got Alabama talking trash. And then this Simpson kid, Cinco, coming into this one. What's your sense of all this?
Well, neither one of them are wrong, and we haven't done anything to shut them up. Look, it takes no athletic talent for alignment and assignment. Doesn't. All it does is take preparation. If you can't align up right, and if you don't handle your assignment, I don't know what you can do. If you align right and you play your assignment perfectly, and Ryan Williams or Jeremiah Smith just out athletes you, well, then that's that. Okay, fine. But there are so many busts. There are so many poor pursuit angles. There's so much arm tackling, waving around, going for ankles, and they're getting gashed. I'm another one, and I know he's a crowd favorite, but I'm sitting, and again, I'm going to catch heat for this, but I'm sitting there watching Boo Carter. I'm not even sure the guy's checked in. At times he's embarrassing. When I'm watching, he has no clue what he's doing out there.
Well, he took the summer off, Sean. I mean, how can he? They were boning everybody up and growing their team. And
Okay, but here's the thing. Let's get real.
He took the summer off.
We're not teaching organic chemistry out
here. Hey, Sean, I'd like to take the summer off.
It's football. No offense.
Watson,
and I'm not trying to make it sound silly, but look, Joey Aguilar learned a whole offense and how to lead and run a team in less than 90 days.
But this kid took the summer off.
Give me a break.
I get it, but this kid took the summer off. Watson.
No, but he's not the only one. I mean, safeties are busting all the time. I'm sitting here watching Arkansas
It's like electric
and Mississippi
football.
State throwing balls into where you can't even see a defender on the screen. All I see is grass.
Hey, Watson, I got
That's not right.
I got Sean's attention over here, Watson. He's fired up right now. Hey, Watson, from your perspective, Tennessee does rush the passer well. Alabama doesn't protect the passer well. Alabama doesn't necessarily run the ball well if Jam Miller's not in there. Those are my two hopes in this game, that they can limit some of that stuff on their back line, because if they don't get home and they don't get consistent pressure, I'm afraid this guy's going to pick them apart and throw for 1,000,000 yards. That's one of my fears.
No. And if there's a week that the Tennessee defense has to show, guys, this is the toughest game left on the schedule. And if this is the week that they must show, because Arkansas, you could give up points and still win that game.
Yes.
And you knew it going in.
Yes.
This one, no. You turn this, you cannot do it. And you've got to figure out a way to get them behind the chains, man. If you don't, they'll kill you. They're very, very patient. They've been successful doing it. And that's what I started this whole thing with. And now they've learned this will win football games. And so somehow Tennessee has got to get this bunch off the chains. And Alabama just don't run it to get the third down. They're very good at short passes, little option routes, little quick hitches, quick slants. They're very good at both running and passing the ball, and they don't get a lot of big plays. They've gone the other way. They'll 3 and 4 yard you to death. And I promise you, that's exactly the game plan. It's copy the Vanderbilt game plan. Let's keep the ball away from this offense. Best way for them to not be successful on offense is they ain't got the ball. So Tennessee's defense is a huge piece of this, in my personal opinion, and they have not shown it up to this point. And if they play the way they've been playing, guys, they have no chance to win this game, in my opinion. The only way if they play like they've been playing is they just Alabama will screw it up enough times to where Tennessee gets the ball back with turnovers or whatever, and then the Tennessee offense is just fantastic that day. I mean, Tennessee's defense has to show this week to win this game.
Coach, let me ask you this. 2 years ago, we go to Alabama. We go into halftime with a big lead.
Yep.
Okay. The strength of our game is the pass rush. James Pierce, Josephs, some other guys.
Yeah.
They go into effect, and they are literally choking our pass rush. Not choking it from technique, choking the guys, holding them, tackling them, leg whipping them, putting them in it. I'm not exaggerating. Putting them in headlocks, etc., and you can't get a yellow flag thrown. The same thing goes this way. Alabama does not get called for holding in Tuscaloosa. If you're a head coach and you know that, what do you do with your guys? You sit there and let them be held? Do you go in front of the microphone on Wednesday and say, hey, we're really hoping that we've been watching this, and 2 years ago we didn't get that. Do you take the fine? Furrier was great at preconditioning referees before the game.
He premedicated. Yep.
Yeah. Do you do that? Because you go back, and I'm not saying we should have won the game 2 years ago, but you go back and watch that, and they literally put chokeholds on James Pierce in that game.
Not fair.
And it negated the pass rush.
Yep.
Yeah, and I never did it, Sean. And if I look back, I think to myself, I should have some.
Yep.
I did it during the game. I told you that earlier. I did it during the game now, but I never did it before the game. And knowing what I was walking into, and yet I wouldn't do that. And I think if I had it to do over again, I would have done some of that.
You know, I just marvel at this league right now, at how fun it is. And it's crazy. And the officiating's maddening. And these teams lay one on top of the other. Missouri and Alabama last week was kind of a one-score game, and it was a very interesting football game. All these games are really interesting. I think the Auburn result could have been totally different if that would have been called properly at the end of the half, just indicative of where we are. Tennessee should have beaten Georgia. Georgia should have 3 losses right now. Watson, I think there's a fraud team hiding in plain sight, and I think they're going to expose Saturday because I don't think they're very good at quarterback, and they cannot run the football, and they struggle with South Carolina Saturday night, who nobody else is struggling with. And who am I speaking of, Watson? And do you agree with me that LSU, the air is going to come out of their balloon Saturday? Do you believe that, Watson?
Yeah, I think it will. I don't think it's just going to be Saturday. They're going to have some losses. They're the team that's up in the top 10 that I just hadn't seen it. Solid on defense, but I don't think just great, but solid on defense. They haven't played a ton of good teams yet and good offenses yet. They lose at Ole Miss in a close game, but got beat. The only really good team they've played so far. Solid team. I'm still not sure about Ole Miss. We'll see. But got a good team. But this league, everybody's going to have losses, guys. Everybody is going to have losses. We all said it on this show in the summer. This is going to be the year where there's not a dominant football team, and it has absolutely turned into that. And Alabama, too, even though they haven't lost a conference game yet. They got a loss, but they haven't lost a conference game yet. But I just don't see a dominant football team, and I think if 4 get in, there's going to be maybe everyone that gets in the SEC this year but one. Maybe there will be one team with 1 loss, but I think the rest will have 2, and we may get them in with 3 this year.
I'm telling you that. Well, I don't know if we've seen anything like this. And I wrote in my blog today, there's about 12 jobs that are getting ready to come open. Like that North Carolina job's going to come open. Penn State's open. If LSU loses Saturday or loses one of these games down the stretch and this guy misses the playoffs, they're going to get rid of him. There's a chance that Oklahoma, who had 0 business playing that quarterback last weekend, there's a chance that job's going to open. We already know that Penn State's open. I mean, there's a ton of these jobs that it's going to be. Florida State might open. Florida might open. Unfortunately, I know you know that guy. This thing is going to be insane this offseason. Because think about this. Think about all these coaches are going to be picking these players off these rosters when these jobs open, Watson.
No, and I told my wife this week, I said, I was fired by my alma mater. And that was a killer.
Yep.
That hurt. It hurt bad. But I think it would be awful to be fired in the middle of a season. And you just got to walk away from your team. And then somebody on your staff takes over and starts making remarks because he wants the job. And I just think that would be awful to handle. I'm not defending coaches because they're making a killing. I get it. But I think they're doing this, fellas, because of this transfer portal. It opens on January 2nd and goes to the 16th, and they need a coach in place. They need a coach in place as soon as that season's over, and if you wait till the end of the season to let them go, you may be pushing the button to get it in place and him get a staff in place and things he needs to do. So I don't think it's over. I'm with you, Tony. We got a bunch more coming. I think it's 8 right now. 8 already. It's
going to be 12 or 13.
And I think it may end up around 15 or 16 before it's all said and done.
And a bunch of good jobs, not middle of the road jobs. A bunch of jobs like Auburn is one I didn't mention. Auburn's going to come open. You can win at Auburn. The right guy can go down there and make that thing go. They're committed. They've got money. You could win a national championship there.
Tony, if you got money now and you spend it right, you can win on any one of the SEC jobs.
Yep.
The 2 right now that I've been told, that are not as good as everybody else is Arkansas and Kentucky, and they're the 2 lowest with them paying the money for players right now in the league.
Because they're both spending
on
basketball.
It's a different world. Yep. What was on the side of that helmet used to get you players. Now it's how much money you got. And it's just a different world, and it lets the bottom part become up and compete with the top part, which has never happened. Never, ever happened through the history of the SEC or major college football. And now it is. I named a bunch of teams last week that are paying it and are reaping the benefits from it. And that's not going to stop. So any of these places that are willing to spend the money can win if you spend it in the right way. You still, as a coach, you've become now much more of a general manager than a coach.
Yes.
You got to make sure you spend the money in the right way and get the right kids. And but if you've got the money, you got a shot now. Because if somebody offers this kid $2 million and you're willing to offer him $2.8 million, you're gonna get him. You're going to get him 9 times out of 10. It's just the different thought process by these players transferring, and even now coming out of high school. Same thing.
You're the man, Watson. I love you.
Love you guys. Always an honor.
There. The great Watson Brown. You bow thy head when you say thy name, appearing on the TLD Logistics Hotline, presented by our friends at Simpsons Meats, a beef brand built on quality. And listen, steaks, burgers, sausages, roast, whatever you're hunting, chicken, it's all fresh. It's all delicious. Check out their Level Road store. They got a really awesome little corner store there that just is so old school. And you'll find milk, honey, jams, eggs. Brian, you failed today. You failed us all. Just want you to know that. How's it feel to fail us, Brian, today?
In what manner?
By the way,
I always fail every day. But
their
how
steaks
did I mess up today?
Their steaks make a great gift. Gift box available. They'll ship them anywhere in the world. Simpsonsmeats.com. Again, Simpsonsmeats.com. You didn't get him to say "skoo," Brian, one time today.
He said it at the end. Hey, he said it at the end.
Did he say it at the end? Well, I was already dismounting.
He did say "skoo." Yeah, he said "skoo."
I'm sorry. I was
"skoo."
I was mentally dismounting.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place. That's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike and Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
TB back.
AM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Ain't nothing like me to talk over illegal ID. You know who would never do that? Is William Pattison. Oklahoma Week. William's going to be with us down at Calhoun's on the River. In fact, we're going to go sun up to sundown down there. I'll tell you more about that. And then we're playing music at night. All right, Sink. Glass half full, glass half empty. It's the Wednesday of the Bama week. What are you thinking about this one? Hang on 1 second before you answer. Give me 1 second to ramp you up and to say the following. Matt Hayes is now reporting. He said sources. Florida AD Scott Strickland met with influential boosters on Tuesday. The result, Gators coach Billy Napier could be fired as soon as this weekend. Matt Hayes of USA Today. Go ahead, Sean.
I think that's just in direct response to the Penn State job. When you take a look at Oklahoma State, when you take a look at UAB, when you take a look at some of these other schools, they're not really competing with the same head coaching candidates. Without question, Florida, UCLA, whoever, Florida is definitely competing with Penn State for the top candidates. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Half full or half empty. I'm just gonna say you got half a glass because there's some. I don't know what Tennessee is right now. The defense is very leaky. And when the defense makes plays, the offense doesn't take advantage of it. We referenced the strip sack at Georgia, and instead of going in for a touchdown or trying to do a touchdown, we play for an 8-point lead instead of the possibility of a 12-point lead. No guarantee you're going to score a touchdown, but they didn't even try. You had in this game, the Mississippi State game, it looks like we just tried to outlast them. And then Arkansas, the defense was not good by any stretch, but the defense created 3 turnovers, a punt, and a turnover on downs. And I think we scored 7 points. And in that, we got maybe 2 first downs total, 2 or 3. So we're not playing complimentary football. And the biggest thing to me is, I hate to say it, and but you're not going to get a whistle down there. And the way their offensive tackles are turnstiles, you're right. Simpson is mobile, but he's not elusive. He's not green. I don't even think he's Pavia or the kid he's probably like the kid at Mississippi State. But you're not going to get a holding call down there. And I just don't think that bodes well for us. I think that we've made enough sloppy errors on special teams. Right now, I'm not totally sold on Max Gilbert, if I'm honest. I don't think a lot of us are. I'm not saying he's bad, but are we totally confident down there? And I know that sounds totally negative, but you asked me going into Tuscaloosa playing Alabama, and the other thing is, I'm not confident that you're going to get a fair replay call. I mean, I've seen Auburn get screwed. Other teams get screwed.
Alan Ward has a great line for the living Vol fan. We're not getting a fair whistle in our building. There's no way hell you're getting a fair whistle at Tuscaloosa. And Sean's exactly right. The grabbing and the tackling and the holding. Arkansas did it to Tennessee's ends. The stunning and the twisting and the getting home in the middle third of the game. And then late in the game, in the middle third of the game, Arkansas started to hold, grab, tackle, stretch fabric, all that stuff, and none of it was called. In fact, they only had 3 penalties called on them. Tennessee declined 2, and they only had 1 penalty at the end of the day. So, if you're not getting, and they're at the bottom of the barrel, they are the Dixie Dregs, Steve Morse, of society when it comes to the Southeastern Conference. Arkansas is the Dixie Dregs. When you're not getting calls against them, how in the world are you going to get calls at home? And one thing Watson said, Josh Heupel had his media conference today, and I guarantee he didn't say a damn thing about the officials because he won't. But he needs to. It's high time. Take the fine, wear the black hat, be a bad guy. It's not in his personality, apparently, to fight for himself, but he's a highly competitive guy. I just can't believe he's held his tongue these years in Knoxville. because he gets a loser whistle. Not even like a middle of the card whistle. Josh Heupel gets treated like a stone cold loser by the officials. A stone cold and he doesn't fight for himself. And Watson said to us, one regret I had looking back on my career is I used to complain to him on the sidelines, which is what our guy does. Our guy will chew the officials up on the sidelines. But Watson's conclusion is that he came away from his career. He just told us this. I wish I would have done it in the media. Because Sean's right. Steve Spurrier would pre-medicate those officials in the media. Nick Saban pre-medicated those officials in the media. Kirby Smart pre-medicates the officials in the media. Kirby Smart bullies the officials. He shoves them around. He ran out there and made that call. He couldn't see whether that was a fumble or not. Sean, you were on the football sidelines forever. Can you see over there whether or not that ball crossed the plane of the goal?
Well, there's no way he would be able to because the referees couldn't even tell.
Okay, so he's over there calling it a fumble in real time and talking them into it. Because Kirby knows one thing. If they call that a fumble on the field, there's no way they're overturning it in my sport. No way they're overturning it in my sport. It didn't matter if the guy rolled into the end zone with the ball in his hands. If they called that thing a fumble on the field, they're never overturning it in that sport.
Well, the thing that never made sense to me is, and I could be wrong, and you correct me, and I'm sure people will, but if you're calling it a fumble, it was a clear recovery and a touchdown.
That's the other thing.
Because the guy never hit the ground when he picked the ball up.
Yep.
And he ran to the end zone. It was a clear recovery.
Yep.
And then he ran to the other end zone. So how is it a hybrid of the two?
It's one of those half-pregnant Southeastern Conference.
And
we know we're making the wrong call.
Why would you blow the whistle at that time? You wouldn't.
Sean,
unless it was a touchdown.
We know we're making the wrong call. So it's a half-pregnant call. It is what it is. It's disgraceful. And I am not a Hugh Freeze guy by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I'm not marking Lumbo, but let's go to the phones. Get as many people in here as humanly possible. Hello and welcome into our first call. You're on the air.
Tony Madison in Texas. How you guys doing?
Hey, Madison. Great to hear your voice, my friend. Always good to talk to you.
Great to talk to you guys. Yeah, so I wanted to say a few things and comment on the defense.
Yep.
And comment on the game. But first, we had a good back and forth there on the post-game show. And I got to say, so let me be understood here. I'm not saying Arkansas is a great team. I'm saying we don't know what they are. Because, look, you get a new lease on life with a new coach. I thought they looked better on defense. I thought they looked good on offense. We'll see how it plays out. But, Tony, I got a wager for you because you said this Arkansas team sucks. They got Texas A&M. You ripped me for saying that they might win the game. I don't think they'll win the game, but I will bet you. I think it opened at 8.5, moved down to 7.5. I'll give you the 7.5. And if I win, I'll be there at Calhoun's on the River on Friday of the Oklahoma game.
Let's go.
I want a free lunch.
You got it.
And if I win, or if you win, right, I'll get you a Dallas Renegades XFL T-shirt because I know that's the only football team you'll support here in Dallas. But secondly, I know you like the XFL stuff.
How about this? How about you make a contribution to my friends at Amachi for our tailgate? We could use that, man. But I love the Dallas Renegades thing. I would love to have that anyway, man.
Well,
I got a question
we'll see how it
Madison.
goes, but I'll pony up for the donation.
There you
and
go.
If I can find you a good T-shirt, I might get you one. Just
You're
out
the
of the goodness
man.
of my
Yeah,
heart.
yeah. Look around some secondhand shops down there and see if you can find me something from the Renegades. I'm for that, not against that, because I'm a degenerate. But go ahead, Sean. You wanted to add something, and then we'll let Madison talk. Go ahead.
Well, I heard your conversation after the game, and you made some good points. However, your argument was that Tony said they suck. What? It's just a word. I mean, they're not good. I actually quit that game. and they've been in some close games. But if you were trying to convince them that they don't and that they're very close, but the Arkansas athletic director didn't think so. The president of the university doesn't think so.
When they fired the coach?
Yeah. Why?
Madison's
point.
If
they held the same opinion you do,
but no, Madison's point.
Sam Pittman would still be on the sideline.
But Madison's point is they fired the coach, and that gives them a new lease on life. And you know what? He could be right. Look at what's happened with Nico and UCLA. Madison, I'm open-minded enough to say to you that could happen. I mean, it's a crazy sport. These teams are all laying one on top of the other, and Arkansas is excellent offensively. The problem is A&M is going to run for about 500 yards on them on Saturday, and I mean 500 yards. They're going to smash their face in.
And they definitely might. I think my point is just, number one, Sean, I do believe that they thought Sam Pittman wasn't the best coach, but I think they thought that Petrino was a better coach, and that's why they went with him. We'll see how it plays out.
Yep.
I'm never, the way that I used to be negative, I used to be Mark in Colombo, always looking at, the worst in the team.
Yep.
And I just can't live that way anymore.
Good.
I'm happy to get a win. But I'll tell you guys this. So I went back and watched the game. I think I told you guys I was at the first half at OU Texas. It was a great game. Great to be there.
Yes.
But went back and did some film study. And, I think everybody that studies the game and knows what they're looking at, they know what we're trying to do. It's a bend, don't break, aggressive defense, trying to create turnovers. I'll give you 10 yards. I won't give you 30 yards. And if I make you go 10, 12 plays to the end zone, hopefully something good happens for me along the way. A lot of teams do that. I'm not necessarily here to say whether that's a good or a bad plan, but what I see, guys, is a lot of missed assignments. When we're playing that zone coverage, and we haven't been able to play good zone coverage, since I've been alive. It's not a new thing, but I'm seeing missed assignments. I'm seeing people not knowing how to pass off receivers as they run through their zones. I'm seeing linebackers. You guys made the comment uninstinctual. I think that's probably accurate. I've got the quarterback on his own read, and I'm totally getting lost and caught up. And then Green pulls the ball and runs for 20 yards. I mean, it's every single play. I'm seeing a missed assignment, whether it's in coverage, whether it's in playing my assignment sound gap, whether I'm a defensive end that's letting up contain. And the way that we play defense, where we rush up the field and our linebackers not being instinctual, I mean, it's created huge running lanes. And so, I think you can play that way and be a decent defense, but you've got to play assignment sound. So I'm going to be looking for those guys to kind of tighten that up a little bit against Bama. I think it's a little bit of coaching. Obviously, Johnny Majors used to say, what you see is what you coach. And I think there's a little bit of that going on, but I also think there might've been a lack of focus maybe from some of our players, because with that amount of mistakes on the defensive side, when you really look into it, it's, I think we can do better than that. And I also like that Prelati linebacker. I hope we see him play a little bit more, because he looks a little bit dynamic.
I agree. And you need somebody. That kid has instincts. I don't care if he doesn't know what he's doing. Put him out there and let him play, because he has some instincts. Sean, he brings up a great point, and he was not as angry as because he was wondering why some of the callers were angry, but he didn't see the first half, and he admitted that. And then he went back and watched it, and it sounds to me like he's saying, I understand now why people were frustrated watching that game. Because, Sean, you made the point earlier, it isn't even only the missed assignments. It's like at times they're not even lining up properly. I mean, those are obviously things that are correctable, right?
They
Gotta
absolutely
be.
are. And I mean, you don't have to be an NFL quality player to line up right and to know your assignment. My biggest issue is that when we get in third, I mean, I'm starting to change third and James to third and Banks, because he does the same thing every time. And they are a horrible zone defense. I don't understand. We drop in a zone, and it's as if their heels are nailed into the ground. You can play a zone, but you're not static. It becomes a man concept when a guy's in your zone. You don't just sit there, wait for the guy to catch it, and then tackle him. You're allowed to make a play on the ball while you're playing zone defense.
Why, Madison, is that a Tennessee tradition that we're so bad with zone defense? Why is that, man? It is like a Tennessee tradition.
I don't know, Tony. I think it has to come down to coaching. I mean, if you look at like the way that Iowa plays that zone defense, there's a lot that goes in the spring with how do I pass a man off? How do I communicate? How do I stick to my guy? while also not opening up other parts of the zone. And so, I mean, we've got receivers standing wide open 5-7 yards away from a guy who's standing in his zone, but you're not covering anybody. You're not adding any value on the play. So I think it's stuff that, it's not bad necessarily to see mistakes. You just don't want to see them last all season. You want to see stuff get fixed. And so, guys, I mean, I'll be optimistic, and I'm looking for some stuff to get fixed on Saturday because, Tony, this is such a special week. It's such a special game for those of us that grew up here, those of us that went to school here, people that kind of got turned on to this later in life. It just means so much. And in my lifetime, we've been, they whoop up on us. They beat us every single year, 16 years in a row. I was there in 2022. It's so special. And I'm just grateful for the fact that we're going into this game with a little bit of optimism. I'm going to have my cigar ready. I'm going to be ready to go. And when I listen to that call from Big Josh, and when I listen to Dale Jones and hear the emotion, it brings tears to my eyes, Tony, because it is so special. It means so much to people. My father coached with Dale Jones over in Italy and on the UT staff. And so my family knows him, and to hear that the emotion in his voice is, it's just really special. I think it just speaks to this week. So guys, looking for some stuff to get fixed. I think, not all is lost. For what we saw, the way that Heupel played it defensively in the fourth quarter, I don't really have a problem with it because I think he knew that they were going to take up too much time and not come back to win the game. I understand why people are upset, but we won the game, and look for some stuff to get fixed and hopefully get a big win on Saturday. So appreciate the time.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, and I think the game's very winnable, but I'm also with Watson. If Tennessee doesn't tighten that stuff on defense, they're going to get blown out. And that's kind of what Matt was saying yesterday too. If they let Ty Simpson sit back there and have any amount of time, he will move our safeties around. Oh my gosh. Got to get home. Here's the thing. Alabama, you got their best back in concussion protocol. It's a huge drop-off between Jam Miller and whomever else is out there. Huge drop-off. I mean, we've just seen that as the year has gone on. And Miller is a nice college football player. There's no question about that. He can't go. Alabama's offense is really hurt because now you can't run the ball. Then their tackles struggle to pass block. And I'm with Sean. You want the Zebras to do their job on Saturday and call those holds because they're going to be holding on for dear life. The question is, will the officials do their jobs? They didn't do it in the Auburn game. And Auburn was on their home field. They didn't do it in the Tennessee game last week, and Tennessee was on their home field. And if you're not going to get calls against Arkansas in your building, how in the hell are you going to get them on the road with Alabama? I mean, I'm just thinking about that just kind of logically as we go back to our phones. I still think Tennessee's got a good chance of winning this game because there's a lot of things they do well, like run the ball, that Alabama doesn't do well, like stop the run. So, I don't know, call me crazy. And this Aguilar guy might have a little something here as we go back to the phones. And it's been 20 years since we've won down there. And sooner or later, you're going to win there. I mean, sooner or later. And this is not a great Alabama team you're facing. It's a very good Alabama team, but they're not great. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, you're spot on with the officiating thing. But before I get that, I want to ask, the quarterback that was at Missouri the last 2 years, was it Brady? Was his name Brady Smith? I'm blanking on his name.
I don't
really good football player.
Yeah, he was a really nice player. Brian, do you remember that kid's name? I don't remember
Brady
his name.
Cook.
Brady Cook. Really good legs. They threw tons of stuff underneath. They ran their stretch running game, but really executed. That's who Ty Simpson is to me. He's got the same athleticism, the same arm talent, same arm strength. You can't blitz him. If you blitz him, he's going to get one-on-one coverage, and Bama's got better dudes than Missouri had at basically all the wide receiver positions and tight end. So yeah, you're right. We have to get Ty Simpson on the ground, but we got to do it with four guys and not by blitzing all day long. I mean, you got to mix a blitz in here and there, but you can't just rely on it, or they're going to figure it out, and DeBoer's going to get one of their studs manned up on somebody we don't want. So our hearings and 20 and 51 and 19 and 29, those guys got to show up and get their butt to the quarterback by beating. I mean, Bama's got that 360-pound left tackle who you can't run through him, but you can run around him like the great Brooks Austin did.
Yeah, they're too big, like Florida State did to him. Florida State ran all around those tackles. The question, the problem, Rusty, is down there. They're not going to call it though. Sean's right. They're just not.
Oh no, they're not going to call holding. We just have to win. Our guys got to go win one-on-ones and don't worry about the holding call. If you feel like you're being tugged on, just fight through it and man up. I don't know if you saw Brooks this morning on the show with Cody and John on your station. Brooks was really, really good. Fantastic. I mean, I know he's just a YouTuber and just, begs for likes and subscribers or whatever, but Brooks was awesome. He talked about Tennessee has always under Banks been a man-to-man team. And in the last week against Arkansas and little sprinkles against Mississippi State, Banks has started going to being a primary zone team. And I think that's because no Gibson, no McCoy. You don't want to put they finally decided we can't put guys in man-to-man coverage that we got a couple guys we can't put in man-to-man coverage all the time like we want to do. Cause like last year it was all we did because we had elite corners and you just say, hey, go guard your guy. And Brooks's take was Tennessee, there were glimpses of the zone. They might be figuring it out. And the more they play it, and the reason it's been so bad in the past, they just use it every now and then, and nobody knows how to execute it. But if they go to it more, they'll get better at playing zone. So I was kind of trying to answer what Brooks' take on Sean's question, which is why are we always so bad in zone? It's because it's not what we really do. We just try to do it every now and then, and that's that whole half pregnant thing that you said.
Yeah, and look, if you're not good at something in the midway part of the season, Rusty, I don't know. I don't know how wise it is against these guys to do it.
Right. Well, we're not good against. We're definitely not good in man. That's the other thing.
Right. That's a problem. Now we got a problem here.
That's why they're switching to zone. That's why he's kind of decided, hey, we're going to be better off with having to put a true freshman on the field at corner. We're better off by becoming a zone team and teaching the guys Monday through Friday every week how to do it. And if they would have known Gibson was going to get hurt, they might have spent all off season doing it, but it kind of jumped up on them. Brooks said what Tennessee has to do and what they did against Arkansas was all of Arkansas's drives that resulted in touchdown. They had the ball 11 times. They scored 4 touchdowns and a field goal. So 6 times we stopped them. 3 were fumbles, and 1 was a 4th down stop, and then a couple punts. But the ones they did score points on, we forced them to run 9 or more plays every time. And Arkansas had been a chunk play, just getting yards, a ton on big plays. And we said no to that. But the problem I see with that theory is Bama lives by dinking and dunking you and not chunk playing you.
But a big problem we have right now is the fact that last year they may not have been great players in it. I mean, Lott was, but Elijah Simmons, Omari Thomas, and Norman Lott, each of them demanded a double team.
Yeah.
And we don't have defensive tackles right now that demand double teams. And so what you see is where linebackers last year when Peely was healthy, he could do his thing. But right now, even though our linebackers are great, they don't have a chance. I mean, they've got running backs that have already gone through the first level at full speed. Oh. And we're not creating any kind of chaos in the middle of the field. There's no noise for the quarterback to get collapsed on. And so safeties and linebackers they're being exposed to free running SEC running backs. And that's a hard tackle anyway you look at it. You're so right.
You're so right about that. And the other problem is I don't like to pick on people on certain players. I know they're all, kids technically, but 22, when the ball's coming through his gap and there's a blocker in said gap, he's trying to run around the blocker. It's on film. if you go back and watch it, he's trying to run around the blocker instead of just saying, you know what, I'm going to put my shoulder in the blocker's chest and fill that gap so I don't run out of it and the running back can just run through it by himself right behind his own blocker. He's trying to avoid the blocker when you have to just say, I'm going to be a grown man and take on that blocker, and it's there. There is so much tape of 22, not just saying, I'm going to blow up number 44 who's pulling and blocking where I'm supposed to be, or number 57 is the guard who's right here. I'm trying to avoid him, and that's not what you're taught to do. So he's got to get better at that in the run game. But, hey, as far as the pass rush, we're the worst team in the SEC at getting off the field on third downs and long. The worst by a mile. How do we lead the nation in sacks? And and those two things go together. How can you be great at getting to the quarterback, yet you can't cover long enough on third and longs?
You must really your safeties must be electric football, Rusty, which is what they are.
Or the linebackers.
Yeah. Everybody involved. Yes.
Tony, you brought up our guys like standing flat-footed in zones or whatever. The first 3rd and 6 of the ballgame, which was when they got it to like a half inch and then they snuck it on 4th down with their first drive. They snap it on 3rd and 6. And before Green throws the ball, we have 4 guys rushing and 7 guys covering. All 7 guys covering were deeper than the first down marker. All 7. All 7 were deeper than the sticks.
Just can't be, man.
Another problem you have is when, unless you're Sean Taylor or Ed Reed or Ronnie Lott, if your safeties are leading your team in tackles, you got a problem.
865-200-54, and that's kind of a weekly occurrence. 865-200-5402 is the numero do as Rusty exits. Great call by him. And yes, Brooks Austin's excellent. And I'm going to go back and listen to John and Cody's segment with him later today and see what I can glean. But Brooks Austin's right about one thing, and that Arkansas team is excellent offensively. There's no doubt about that. My disappointment with Tennessee Saturday was not being able to navigate and negotiate and blow them out offensively. I just thought that was something I was not expecting. I just was not expecting Tennessee, but Tennessee's got this thing right now where they're struggling to finish drives because it's either penalties or drop balls, and that's another thing. You know, you play a game like this on the road and your margin of error goes down, you got to clean those things up. Our wide receivers have to make plays in front of them. Everybody's got to be a tick better this weekend in this game. Alabama's very good at home. They're really good at home under this coach. In fact, they're a different team in their building than they are on the road. We'll take a brief timeout and come back with more. And again, my look at the Alabama game, my thought is it's a free roll game. You put this thing down as a loss in the offseason, so what? If you go out and lose a game, so what? But you got to look a certain way if you're going to lose a game. You can't get trucked. This game sets you up for the rest of the year. Hey, you win it, and you go right into that Tier 1 category of playoff teams. Just like Indiana right now is in Tier 1 of the playoff teams, if you win the game. It's a big opportunity for the Vols as we continue with more after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline, online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager SRCL Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City,
Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. You know, I got to get better at my game management, my clock management, all that stuff. You know, I'm still improving here. Young broadcaster. I got my future in front of me. I'm a young broadcaster. I'm just trying to improve brick by brick. I heard the Flyers coach say that the other day, and I don't want to tell you what I about did because some of you were eating. Let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. On your TLD Logistics.
I approve.
On your TLD Logistics phone lines. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Hey, man, we're doing all right. Listen, man, first off, I got to apologize for Saturday evening. I made some comments unbecoming of a caller, so
Hey,
I apologize.
Hey, no problem. I love you, man. I love your spirit, and I love you. You know that.
But you know, I had a little bit of grandpa's cough medicine, and you know how that goes.
Let's go.
Tony,
yeah, we encourage that on the post-game show. It makes for a better post-game show, man.
Well, listen, man. I just, I get, I feel it, brother. You know what I mean? And I get passionate, and I'm telling you, they kind of urinate me off when they go on. But listen, they're good callers, and you got to have that, right? You got to have the back and forth. If we were all,
that's right,
just let Sunshine Pumpers call in, then it wouldn't be much of a show. So.
My thing is, I love you because you're passionate. I love Nega Dave because he's passionate. We all love the same thing. We see it different ways. And see, I grew up in a place where people were like that. And that's why I so identify with this Tennessee fan base. I was talking to a fella that lives in Houston now, who's a pastor down there a couple weeks ago at Calhoun's on the River. And he lived in Philly for a while. And he said to me, he lived in downtown Philadelphia. He said to me, I've heard you say that on the air. He said, but after living there, that fan base and this fan base are so similar, so proud, love so hard, love their own. You got some people that are way negative after games. You got some people that are way positive after games. I just relate to everybody, man. That's why I love you, Sammy. You're my guy, man.
Appreciate it. You know why Alabama graduates leave their diploma on their dashboard?
Sammy, are you feeling good about this game? Talk to me.
Tony, Heupel's ended a lot of streaks with our program in recent years. And here's a hot take for this weekend. There will be no SEC teams undefeated in the conference after this weekend. Arkansas is going to beat that A&M team. Mark it down.
How about that, Brian?
Georgia's going to take care of Ole Miss.
Are you sure you didn't have any of Grandpa's cough medicine before you made this call?
Let's go!
Brian, and earlier when you said that about Trent Dilfer, about him taking pictures, because he knew, you had me, oh, God, brother, you had me rolling. I'm tripping out. He was out there taking pictures because he knew he wasn't going to be out there.
I mean, how great is that,
he
Sammy?
didn't have a job now.
How great is that, Sammy? That cat's
He
over
ain't
there
getting another one.
like he's a tourist. The guy's taking photos like he's a tourist, Sammy.
He ain't getting another job.
Hell no.
Dude, hell no. He'll be lucky to be on ESPN 4.
Go back to high school. Go back to high school.
Yeah. I could see him coaching a middle school team. I'm not a big fan of his, but Tony, what's the deal with Staley? Is he good to go?
We're going to find that out, Sammy. Obviously, is McCoy and Staley going to be really interesting this week. I think Staley plays, and McCoy probably tries to go, I would believe.
You talking about Deshaun?
No.
You're talking about Jamon. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about McCoy, yeah.
Listen, defense plays better on the road. Those guys are going to be fired up. Yeah, it looked bad in the first half. I mean, they are getting going. Doctor is right. You could drive a Mack truck through a lot of those holes but I expect them to play a lot better this weekend, Tony. And listen, man, we're going in there with house money. This is what it's about, right? And you have a chance to, put yourself in the top 10 with a huge win there, and we can do it.
Huge. We could end up being in Indiana's spot if we win Saturday. That's very simple. We're going to do that again tomorrow. We're going to do these playoff tiers, just kind of look at it. C's been sharpening his pencil, and we're going to do that in our third hour tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you right now, Tennessee with a win will jump right into that tier 1. They will be a playoff team by nightfall. They will be almost guaranteed a spot in the playoffs unless they blow it.
Yeah. Tony, love you, man. Doc, appreciate you, brother.
Peace.
See you, Brian. Y'all have a good one.
Peace. And Brian, great line on the cough medicine. Because when Sammy's talking about Georgia beating Ole Miss, that ain't happening. Hey, Brian.
You mean Arkansas beating
and
Texas
Arkansas,
A&M.
Texas A&M.
I think Georgia is beating Ole Miss.
No, they're not. Back to the phones we go. How about Ole Miss if they win, streaking toward a playoff spot, having never accomplished anything in the modern era? Have they ever played?
Kiffin is not going to run the table. Just isn't.
What if he does?
It'd be a great story, but he's going to lose. He's 6-0. I mean, he's due to lose.
I think they're better.
And
I think
Georgia's got revenge. Georgia's got this game circled.
Ole Miss,
they do.
Ole Miss has a better football team in Georgia. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, welcome in.
I'm gonna go with this at a different angle. Everybody's talking about the defense, and like how they're doing. To me, I think the defense has they have excuses. I mean, they've got injuries. The offensive side of the ball and their lack of execution, or turning it, scoring 21 points or getting up 17 on Arkansas, and then trying to play, the football that they're like not typically used to, and letting teams back in it. To me, and that lack of execution, to me, is the more glaring issue. I mean, you've got going into on that 4th and 8 versus Georgia. I think they completed 83% of their passes when we were in man-to-man versus 38 with zone. So if you see that, like, you're automatically going to start like trying to play some more zone. And I do think it's like what y'all said. They need more work. But again, the drops with the wide receivers that we saw last year, like I felt like we saw a lot of those in the Arkansas game. The false starts, just the penalties that put you behind the sticks and make it more difficult for the defense and for the offense to succeed.
If you're not cleaner in this football game, you could literally get whacked on national television. So you better play a clean football game on both sides of the line of scrimmage. You're right. And the whole thing about the offense, the drop balls and all that stuff, you cannot do that. You cannot do that in this football game. You got to make the plays in front of you.
Yeah, they're drive killers. I mean, it's, they come at the most inopportune times. And I mean, you look at the Arkansas, like their wide receivers. When their quarterback had an opportunity, they were catching balls in traffic, and they were working for their quarterback when he could actually have time. I mean, like Joey, I'd say that at least 3 of his fumbles or interceptions this year are off of his or because of his wide receivers.
Well, I mean, you could argue. I mean, Kitzelman's had some balls, hit him in the hands and pop up in the air, and so you could argue that a couple of them there. And that the issue with the Vols, the thing that really aggravates me, look, you're going to drop balls. It's college football, and the ball's oblong and it bounces around. And McCoy's made some catches he probably shouldn't have made, and he's dropped a couple balls he probably should have had. So all that stuff evens out. He's had, not McCoy, but who am I thinking of, Brian? I'm sorry. I'm having a brain cramp. I got McCoy on my brain. Brazel, thank you. I mean, he's had a hell of a season, so whatever. But the thing that aggravates me are those false start penalties. Sometimes they'll get a couple of them in a row. And when this offense gets behind the sticks, they're not making first downs. And Saturday night down there, if they do that with any kind of frequency, they're not going to finish drives. They're just not. It won't happen.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Great call. 865-200-5402. If you want to get in with us and get in the hunt in the mix, the playbook with William Pattison up next on Fan Run. We've got some time to play here, so let's do that. We'll do a TLD Logistics Overdrive overtime. It's all ahead of us after this.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.